Opportunity to share a little bit about my time in Wood Green. Must express to you that I have struggled quite a bit this morning and really since I landed in Wood Green because I knew that that was kind of on the radar to give an account of what I experienced. And so during my 2.5 months there, I was always kind of thinking, what should I share? What are some things that I need to convey to this church about the things I saw, the things I experienced, the things I went through, and what that church goes through on an everyday basis? And so I must tell you that I won't be able to tell everything. Um, I lament that 2 hours is not enough to share 2.5 months. And so with that, I invite you, if you'd like to talk a little bit more about my trip, I'm happy to. So I can show you photos. I'm sorry I don't have any photos on the board, but I'm happy to talk with you afterward. Really, I have two main things that I want to convey this morning. Two things that I want to address. The first thing is, by God's grace, I want to break any sort of preconceived notion you have of London. That's my first aim this morning, that I want to rip away any sort of idea that you may take to the table of what you think of London. By God's grace, I want to rip that away this morning. And my second aim, I want to wave the flag for those brothers. That little church of 28 members, what they go through every day. During my time there, I was asked, what is the greatest encouragement you've experienced here? And every time I'd say that church, because it would get hard hours after hours every day to get a door slammed in your face, to be rejected, to see the demonic oppression that goes on right before your eyes, and then to walk in on a Lord's Day and see the church. It was amazing. It was amazing. So that's my two aims this morning. To break you of everything that you think of London, and to wave the flag for that brother and his church, who for year after year faithfully proclaims the gospel to people who would appear crippled and lame, to go out to the highways and hedges and say, come, for there is room. That's my this morning. So really what I want to do in two aims is tell you a little bit about my week, because I feel like the first week is really a picture of my whole time there in London. And Ryan, being the Baptist preacher he is, had an outline for me when I got there. He liked to alliterate it as well. He had three things that he was wanting to me, not only in that first week I landed, but like I said, the whole time. And what were those 3 points? 1, legacy. That is the legacy of Christianity. 2, that is lostness, the lostness of the culture. And 3, life, the life of God's church. And so I don't want to spend too much time on my first point, legacy, but I will share a few things about what Ryan was wanting to convey to me in that first week. And I really want to spend more of my time on the lostness and the life, but legacy. Now, as you and I know, when we think of London, several big names come to mind, don't they? We think of our dear Spurgeon. Some of us may be hit with George Whitefield. Others may think, oh, John Bunyan and John Owen and Susanna Wesley and John Wesley and Charles Wesley, and the names can go on and on and on of those dear brothers of old who have labored in the gospel and whom God used mightily for his name's sake. We think of them, do we not? There is that rich legacy there. And so Ryan, he wanted to take me to each spot. I think to, of course, give me a little church history buff because he is brilliant when it comes to history. But also to show me a few things about these brothers and the state of their churches today. We go, and as we're walking by, and he kind of said it in a nonchalant way. He's like, "Oh, by the way, there's Whitfield Memorial Chapel." And of course, I'm like, you, "It's Whitfield Memorial. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's a beautiful building. Fantastic architecture." I mean, you walk into the building, it's got lovely hardwood floors, it's got beautiful stained glass, it's an immaculate building. But my favorite thing of all about that building was the pulpit. Beautiful pulpit. It reminded me a bit of ours, big and round, but what was amazing is you had to get, on a ladder to get up in it. It was beautiful. The problem with that picture, however, is that it's not a man who enters into it every Sunday. You walk a little bit down, and Ryan's like, "Hey, by the way, there's Wesley's Chapel." Now, granted, I know we look at our brother Wesley and John Wesley, and we may think, he was a bit off in some things. I mean, Wesley and Arminianism, of course, and all that. But man, he could write some hymns with his brother Charles, right? And can it be that I should gain an interest in the